You must be wondering, why is there a need to do one entire video just for dining credit card spend? And the main reason is because, do you know that dining has a multiple MCC or merchant category codes? If you actually do an MCC search on heymax.ai, you will realize that different F&B merchants do have different merchant category codes or MCC. For example, if you look at Caterers like New Garden, it's giving an MCC of 5811. And then if you look at dine-in restaurants like Hai Di Lao or Pizza Hut, it is MCC 5812, eating places and restaurants. While if you are visiting a bar or a nightclub, then the MCC is 5813. Like for example Zouk. The next one is MCC 5814, mainly fast food restaurants like your McDonald's, but also applies to hawker center QR codes via SNAP, and may even cover small eateries as well. The last MCC being 5499, which is miscellaneous but is used in a lot of food delivery apps like FoodPanda. So you see, just dining alone has so many different MCC. How are you going to know every of them? I think the first thing you could do is to come join my Telegram group at over 9,000 members to ask the community of experts. Maybe you have specific questions. So join us at HoneyMoneySG. But you see, the best credit card to use for dining, everyone have their own standards, right? But this time it's my list, my rules. And for my preferred card for dining, I will definitely choose Citi Rewards plus Amaze. Are you surprised? Because I did not specifically choose any 8% cashback card or 6 miles per dollar card. But I'll explain why I really choose Citi Rewards plus Amaze. Because of all the MCCs that I mentioned above, 5811, 5812, 5813, 5814 or even 5499. None of them are within the exclusion list of Citi Rewards. And you should know that Citi Rewards do award 10x points for online transactions. So if you pair the Citi Rewards with the Amaze card, you effectively convert all your transactions, physical transactions even, into online transactions, giving you that 10x points. Now, why Citi Rewards with Amaze is because now, if you are using a Google or Android phone, you can link the Amaze card to Google Pay, which means that any mobile wallet payment now will be effective with the Citi Rewards plus Amaze strategy. And this will happen in apps like Kris Plus, where you can only use mobile wallet payments like Google Pay or Apple Pay, because Citi Rewards specifically excluded mobile payment wallets like Apple Pay or Google Pay. So you have to pair the Citi Rewards with Amaze and then use the Amaze card for all your transactions to avoid any exclusions. And I know some of you are really unhappy already. Why did I not mention the high cashback or the high mile per dollar cards? Don't panic, I'll go through them after a word from the sponsor. Do you know WeBull just upsized the offer, and now you can get up to $1,000 of free shares? And I'm not going to tell you that you need to do some buy trades, because no need. Neither am I going to tell you that you need to fund at least $300 in cash, because also no need. So what I need to do? Very simple, just fund any amount, even $1, and you can get 5 free shares. Then hold your deposits, do not withdraw for 30 days, and you'll get another 5 free shares. The free shares are totally random from this list, and it could range from $3 to $100 each. So you see, the maximum reward is $1,000, but at the very minimum, you will get $30. You see, there's really not much to do. Just open an account with my referral link, put in $1, and after 30 days, see your luck. What shares did you get? So use my referral link down below or scan the QR code right here to get your WeBull account today. Alright, the second best credit card for dining, I'll combine them into one. That is DBS Refresh or UOB EVOL, because they have the similar cashback mechanism whereby they need to hit a minimum spend of $600 in order to get a maximum of $20 cashback per category, either contactless or mobile contactless or online. And if you have read through the terms and conditions of these two cards, specifically DBS Refresh or UOB EVOL, you realize that they did not exclude any form of dining MCC merchants. So I think the best use case is that you add this DBS Refresh or UOB EVOL into your mobile wallet and then tap it on the contactless payment terminals on your favorite restaurants or fast food or dining places. And then if you want to order online catering or food delivery, then you can also use these two cards because they do award for online spend as well, including dining. The only thing you have to take note is that they have a $20 cashback cap for either the contactless or mobile contactless, and also $20 cashback cap for the online spend category. So you have to be mindful of the cap, as well as hitting the minimum spend of $600 per month. Next best credit card for dining will be HSBC Revolution Visa. And why I mentioned this card is because if you look at the eligible MCCs, it actually covers the entire list that I mentioned earlier, like 5499, 5811, 5812, 5813, and 5814 are all in the whitelist of HSBC Revolution Visa. The HSBC Revolution is really good because it does not require you to have a minimum spend, and you could earn 10x points on either contactless or online transactions on your first $1,000 of eligible whitelisted category spend. So 10x points will also be equivalent to 4 miles per dollar or 2.5% cashback. So it can be a really versatile strategy. Either you are a cashback or miles person, depending on your usage. I know a lot of you are waiting for this card already, and it's coming up, which is the UOB Ladies card, giving you 6 miles per dollar. Because dining is one of the specific categories that will earn you 6 miles per dollar until 29 February 2024 for the UOB Ladies card. But if we look really deep into the terms and conditions, you'll realize that it includes MCCs of 5811, 5812, 5814 and 5499, but it does not include 5813, which is bars and nightclubs. So for example, sometimes you want to go dining at a bistro, you may be confused whether it is a 5813 or 5812 or 5814. Then maybe you spend over $100 because alcohol is quite expensive in Singapore, and you realize you did not even earn 6 miles per dollar. How pathetic is that? So you have to be really careful on UOB Ladies card. Only spend it within the 5811, 5812, 5814 or 5499 merchant category codes. And that is where you could use Heymax.ai to confirm which merchant category code is your favorite dining place using. For example, the popular bistro, Harry's Bar. Is it MCC 5812 or 5813? Use Heymax.ai, you can find it out. For the UOB Ladies card, how it works is that you will earn 15x points, which is convertible to 6 pounds per dollar. And then there are two versions of this card, which is Lady Pink, where you will earn 6 pounds per dollar on your first $1,000 of eligible spend on one selected category. The other one is Lady Solitaire, where you will earn 6 pounds per dollar on your first $3,000 spend on selected 2 categories. And then you will earn 1x points when the transaction is posted. The 14x points will only come in the next calendar month. Next contender is Citi Cashback card, where it will give you 6% cashback if you hit a minimum spend of $800 per month. And similar to UOB Ladies card, if we look at the specific terms and conditions, you will realize that other than 5813 bars and nightclubs, all the other dining MCCs are included. So Citi Cashback card shares the same fate with UOB Ladies. You'll be really confused if you visit a bistro. The cashback is capped at $80 per month and is shared between these 3 categories, which is dining, grocery, or petrol. So the good thing about Citi Cashback card is that you don't really need to spend $800 on dining to get 6% cashback. You could spend like just $200 on dining, $400 on groceries, and another $200 on petrol every month. That will hit the minimum spend of $800 and get that sweet 6% cashback on just dining alone and 8% cashback on grocery or petrol. Next credit card I want to talk about is the Maybank Family and Friends, offering you 8% cashback on dining if you hit a minimum spend of $800. But what's the catch then? Because 8% cashback sounds really high, right? Now the Maybank Family and Friends have a very narrow dining category, which they only state restaurants plus FoodPanda plus Deliveroo only. Restaurant dining you can assume it to be MCC 5812. So your other MCCs like 5811, 5813, 5814 will not qualify, but at least they did include FoodPanda and Deliveroo. So if you are using these 2 food delivery apps, it will still be eligible for 8% cashback. Remember to not use this card for fast food or bars or caterers though, because they did not include it in their eligible list. And dining is just one of the specific categories that you can choose up to 5 categories for your Maybank Family and Friends card, and each category has a cashback cap of $25. So your effective spend per category will be 25 divided by 8%, giving you $312 per month. Lastly, I want to talk about a bonus credit card strategy, and that is DBS Women's World Card with Kris Plus app. Now, if you are new to Kris Plus, you could use my referral code here to get $5 worth of Kris Pay miles on sign up. If you are using the Kris Plus app to make payment to Kris Plus merchants, you will realize that you can only choose mobile wallet payments like Apple Pay or Google Pay. And if you have added your DBS Women's World Card into the mobile wallet payment, it will earn 4 miles per dollar because it is recognized as an online spend, even if you make payment through Kris Plus at a physical restaurant. And you know that Kris Plus have a lot of restaurant offers or even small F&B outlets which are using the 5814 fast food MCC. You use Kris Plus on them like Gong Cha, a popular Singapore bubble tea chain, is using the MCC 5814, and that will be eligible for 4 miles per dollar on DBS Women's World Mastercard with Kris Plus. And if you really want to learn about what is this Kris Plus app all about with the other popular cashback or rewards app in Singapore, then I can refer you to my previous video right here.